I'm a 13-year-old chess player trying to improve and reach 2,000 rapid on chess.com. I'll be uploading my games, mistakes, and lessons as I go, just documenting the journey. This is day 1. Let's play some chess. Alright. Black. Okay. 1907. This is very good. Let's play e5. I used to play like d6, knight f6, but I don't play that as much anymore. I'll just play normal stuff here. Leroy Lopez. Okay. I actually played the Leroy Lopez once at a tournament. It went okay. I like kind of crammed 2 days before, so not the best, but works. Here. I go here, I think. I don't think d3 was a move. You're supposed to go c3 and then d4, so... Okay, now he goes c3. Very interesting. Yeah, it's the martial attack, but not quite. And we're threatening this pawn. I don't know, this looks pretty good. If he takes, we'll just like have an active queen, Confie and kettle our bishop. Okay, he wants to save the pawn. But I feel like we can just go here. Oh, I don't know. This is a very interesting game. Not entirely sure what's happening here. Alright, we're playing 15-10, so I don't have to end up flagging. Because I flag a lot under time pressure, so hopefully this will help out some. I'll probably play like 2, 3, 4 games, and then, yeah, move on to the next day. Alright. Rookie 1. I'm just not entirely sure what he's going for here. Okay, I think I have some good chances. If I play d4, maybe he'll go for c4. And if I take here, he can take with bishop potentially. Well, I don't know actually. Maybe knight a5. And then d4? No. I don't know, sorry. I'm just kind of confused with what he's doing. Maybe this is normal stuff, but not for me. Alright, I like the d4 idea. If takes, we can go here. c4 I think is his best option. Takes here. Maybe we can go knight. There we go, we can get rid of his bishop pair with knight a5. So bishop pair means a lot. So that would be indeed very good. I wonder what he's gonna do here. Maybe you have something with bishop g5, but I think it's my bishop here, it really doesn't do much. And obviously, like, this pawn isn't hanging. Because my bishop can just take his queen. I think overall, if he takes, it's just bad for him. Because after this, I'll be attacking his queen. He has to move it here, let's say. He doesn't take war push. Goodness. How good is this for him, though? It's like the big question. Okay, my bishop is not very active right now. If I move it somewhere like here, it'll be pretty active after takes. So I think I might go for that. The move knight here, though, is probably planning to go c4. Oh, actually, maybe bishop there would not be too good. If he wants to go c4, I think knight a5 would be my best option. It'll control the c4 square and get rid of a defender or attacker, I suppose, to like go here. Yeah, but now just look at his position. Look how cramped it is. Being this cramped is never a good thing. Ever, ever, ever. I'm thinking maybe I could go something c5, maybe? I would love to win this pawn here. That would be a great pawn to win. I'm not sure how it'll work out, but we'll see. Bishop c5 activates the bishop. This will probably come in handy long term, I think. But we'll see what happens. So, yeah. By the way, if anyone was wondering, I'm also 1489 USCF, and I'll be making a series about that later. Okay. Oh my. Does this work? I'm not sure if b4 works. Also, that's kind of horrible on my part. I just hung a fork. But, if b4, we can just take this pawn. If he takes the bishop, we take the knight. That removes a big defender of this position. And if he takes the knight, we can also just take the knight. And I think that actually might win a pawn. So if takes here. Because then this pawn or this pawn, wherever this may be, here or here, is going to be so weak. I'll just be able to attack it with my queen. And how do you even defend it? Bishop here. And if the pawn ends up here, I can just play c6. And win the pawn like that. However, he might have something with... Actually, no, the knight will be gone. Maybe if he takes with bishop and then takes this pawn. No, this pawn will... Yeah, actually, he could maybe... here. Wait. Here. Takes. You have to recapture. So, maybe he can defend the bishop. But then his bishop is becoming kind of passive. Not much future here. Just maybe I'll play this to stop any of that from ever happening. But still, I actually like my position right now. Besides the fact that he has this thing. But I don't even think that works, so maybe this is better for me. I'm not sure. Yeah. After my games today, we'll be doing a quick analysis with the game review of each of them. See what like the critical point was, if I had some big blunder, or brilliant, that'd be nice. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Okay. What's he doing? I don't know why he's thinking for so long. It's not that hard. Maybe the position is tough, but not that tough. Maybe he wants to go knight b3. I'll probably just take bishop takes. Then I could go for, I don't know, maybe pawn takes. Try to get my knight somewhere in here. So I like to launch a kingside attack. That'd be ideal. But the Ruy Lopez is just such a locked position. I can't get my pieces there. I'm a very aggressive player, if anyone was wondering. But, yeah. Well, hopefully day 1 goes well here on my journey to 2000. I'm hoping it won't take too long, so we'll see how it goes, honestly. It might be really good. I'm hoping so. Okay. Maybe he can go for a3, actually. And then planning stuff like this. But I think that could just be slow. Like, way too slow. Like, I could just take this pawn. Maybe play, like, c6, queen b6. And then I'll be taking that pawn if his queen ever gets moved. Along with winning the exchange there, so... Yeah, I'm not sure how this is gonna work. But... guess we just have to wait now. While we're waiting, though, I suppose I could try to come up with what he's thinking. We already talked about this. Talked about this. What else is there? Knight F1. Who does he think he is? Maybe he wants to go for some bishop pin. Obviously, he wants to go like Knight G3. And I know this is something typical in the Ruy Lopez, but he kind of pulled that out of nowhere. Why did it take him 4 minutes and 40 seconds to come up with this move? If you're going to play something, just play it. Also, he's probably not just going for this fork, because now it doesn't work. Oh, let's relieve central tension on my pieces. This doesn't... Yeah, this just can't happen. If takes here. And then we have this, like, beautiful bishop. So, I think he can only recapture in this position. Anything else, he lost the pawn. It's, yeah, kind of over. So he recaptures, okay. That's what we said. What if we go b4? With the idea of b4 being to, like, put a bishop on c3 after attacking this rook. Maybe he can go bishop d2, but I don't know, I'm liking my chances. I'm really not sure, though. Hopefully it's... I don't want to blunder here. However, if this bishop gets off the board, these two, I can always go for this knight. Going here. That would be nice. However, if he goes knight g3, I can't do that. So what if I do that now? To stop his knight g3 idea. Maybe he'll go h3, attacking my bishop. That would not be good. So, let's push this. Maybe we can get our rook on the open file. I don't think he wants to take, though. I think after c4, rook b8, maybe he'll go bishop here, but that also doesn't look splendid. He's getting rid of his bishop pair for, like, no compensation whatsoever. Also, with c4, we can always go bishop here. And then just, like, look at how cramped this can become for him. After we play c4. We don't want to hang the bishop and lock it, but it just wouldn't look very good for him, honestly, I think. Okay, we're gonna be waiting for a while, I guess. Yeah, we might just do a 10-minute game next game, because this guy is taking forever to think. I was hoping this wouldn't happen, but I guess it's happening. Alright. If takes, takes. Maybe bishop there. I would be pretty happy to trade because of the knight f4 stuff. Actually, am I weakening my pawn structure like crazy? I'm gonna have these two weak pawns, but I guess maybe we can have some sort of compensation. Rook b8. If we get the open file, that would be amazing for a rook. Yeah, let's see what he does. You know, honestly, if he keeps playing like this, we're only on move 14. Like, we could probably flag him soon, I think. If, like, there's so many options. I was watching a video the other day, and it was like, we need clarity, not more options. Because we all know that we have, like, so many good moves that we could play. Like, let's go back. For instance, here. We could do this. We could do this. Even like this. I don't know if someone's ever done that, but it doesn't look too bad. But like, we need clarity to see what the best move is, not just like what the good moves or inaccuracies are. I actually kind of like the Berlin, but I decided to play Morphe because that's the lines I learned when I was playing the Ruy Lopez for like 2 days. Okay, I guess we're still waiting on something. I think there's only two moves. Here and takes. I don't like bishop here. It'll make his bishop more active, but... What? I'm not gonna lie, I'm very confused. Is that not just a free pawn? Not just a free pawn that completely restricts his position. I don't know, maybe he thinks he has compensation with knight f5. Or maybe he'll move his queen somewhere and take this pawn. But that looks like a horrible, horrible move, I'm not gonna lie. It does double my pawns, but it's a free pawn. A free pawn is a free pawn, right? Yeah, we'll just take, see whatever he has. Maybe he wants some bishop g5 stuff, but I don't think that'll work very well, because I can just go h6. Wants to push my bishop. You know, honestly, should I trade? It'll be getting rid of my bishop here. But if my bishop gets to, like, d4, I feel like that could be a very good bishop. But maybe my knight on d4 would be better. So I'm not entirely sure. Bishop e6 feels really passive, and he can go like knight g5. Yeah, that's probably what he'll go for. Oh, and this pawn will be hanging. I see now. He'll win this pawn, but we don't want him to win pawns. We just need to convert our small advantage into a winning advantage. I don't feel like that could be wasting a tempo. For not too clear reason. Actually, hold up. He probably wants to go knight f4. With the idea being to do this. And then it's not looking good whatsoever for me. That could actually be very dangerous. I think I'll go rook e8 to protect this pawn, and then bishop f8 to try to like save that. Yeah, he's going for this. Okay. If this, we can go here. And then actually we can probably push g6. Like, there's not going to be a dark squared weakness because our bishop is there. Does he want to sack? No, that can't work. Okay, so we'll go knight c6. Now we're threatening to go here and get rid of his really good knight and connect this pawn. If we have these pawns right here, they're gonna anchor each other into his position, I think, and that would just be kind of horrible for him. And I mean, like, if you don't take with the knight, your queen is hinking and your bishop is hinking. So you have to do something like that. Or maybe I could just take here, double his pawns, try to win a pawn. Or just leave the knight there because of how good it is at restricting him. So I'm not entirely sure what he's going for, but I think it's this. Oh, there we go. I think I can survive it, but, you know, not entirely sure. Maybe he'll go for this kind of sack. And if takes, check. Here, mate. Oh, hold up. That's a legitimate sack. I think this could be scary. Like, we can't take that. If we take that, we're lost. Oh. Maybe he mouse slipped, trying to go further for the brilliancy. I think that is a brilliant. We're gonna check that in the game review. Okay. Obviously, he wants to, like... I don't know why he would not trade, actually. I would not want to trade that. Well, regardless, we're kind of about to cook him here. With knight d4. It's like a big pain in his position. I don't even think we want to take with bishop. We want to take here to strengthen the pawn structure. The only thing I'm concerned about with this, there we go, is him pushing. But yeah, actually no, that'd be pretty bad. We might have to go for this, and that way if the bishop ever moves, we can push with tempo. Or maybe queen here. I don't think that works because of this. Okay, yeah, he takes with knight. As we were saying, I don't like pawn. So let's just take with bishop. Okay. It kind of does what the pawn does, but maybe even a bit better. Like if we go c5, look at how this pawn structure would be. You can make it like a connect 5. That would be very, very good, I think. So what can he try to do? Maybe he wants to double my pawn structure. That's an option. However, I feel like that helps it even more, maybe. Just like with this strength. We can play c4. Our bishop will have nowhere to... King h2. I was hoping for a second there we could have some sort of like tactics moment, but sadly the queen can just take. So I don't think that works. But sacrifice the bishop. Queen takes, check. Pawn takes, queen takes. We lose 2 pieces, but look at his king side. It's devastated. With our queen potentially going here. Not there. Here. I don't think we have the materials yet for the attack. But that looks like something that could be very, very promising. I think I might just want to kick the bishop. Honestly. Like. Maybe even g5. Okay, but for now we need to find a good move, so let's see, what can we do? Rook e6, maybe. Defending this. Actually, rook e6 would allow for this sack. Let's see, he plays like a random move. Takes, takes, check, takes, queen takes. And then what do? Queen here, rook check here. Well, maybe not quite, but it's looking like it could be very promising. Maybe for now, let's just go rook d8, rook b2. Get it on the 7th rank. That would be a beautiful rook. I'll have to go like here to defend his bishop. He can take. If he moves the other rook, both of his rooks are extremely passive. Maybe he can go here, but yeah, actually, that looks like a good move. Okay, I'm kind of waiting for this doubling stuff to happen. Because it wouldn't be ideal, but that'd leave another pawn hanging. And potentially we could go for rook g8, rook g2, like doubling here, or doubling on the 7th. That'd be very, very dangerous for him. But if you just look at all his pieces, 1 of them is passive, 2 of them is passive, 3 of them is passive. But then if you look at my position, this one's active. This one's active. This one, not too active, but it could be better. But it's kind of serving its duty there, attacking. This one, defending. Okay, he goes. Well, maybe I didn't prove my point, but that's fine. Okay. What? Bishop b3. Push. Here. No way this is a good move. I see he wants to, like, make this knight bad, but really? Really? I am unsure to how good that actually is for him. Very, very unsure and skeptical. What if I just push a5, a4 with the idea to, like, sacrifice the pawn? But rook b2, look at this. Attacking this pawn. He has to go rook here. I just push the pawn. Rook here. Not sure if that works, but I feel like that looks kind of promising, honestly. Okay, we need to pick up the pace so we don't flag. And if this pawn wasn't here, actually, this would be beautiful. It's a real shame it is there. But I think we can still do stuff here. Hold up. New idea. Sacrifice queen d3. He would take, threaten this, sack the rook. I'm not sure if this works. I don't think it does. But it looks like an interesting idea, honestly. However, I am going to go for this a5 business, I think. Because we need something rather quick. Maybe he can go a4, but actually no, it hangs the bishop. It'd be really nice of him if he goes a4, but he probably will not, sadly. But that's okay, I think. Alright, what can he do? Rook b1 I think looks pretty good. We're leaving the... What? Okay. Now this... Maybe he just takes, honestly. However... How good can that be? Honestly. How good could that possibly be? Now I really... Okay, well, we need to get rid of this bishop. This bishop is very, very annoying. And we need to make a move. We're kind of getting similar time here, so that'd be unfortunate if we end up flagging or taking too much time, and then he ends up being the one with the upper hand on time. I've lost so many games to flagging over the board and online, so I just do not want that to happen right now. I'm kind of curious what he's going to do. And this has been a very long game. Alright. What can he do with his bishop? I see two things that are good, one that looks kind of horrible. Yeah, okay, he goes for this. I was gonna say here, 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 and then kind of horrible would be here. But, okay, this. How do we do this? Sadly, this no longer works because you can take with the rook or bishop. There we go. So, not that. G5. I'm unsure to how good this is. I do like how passive his bishop would be. But I also don't see that much of a plan because my knight is still pinned. So, that's unfortunate. I think I'll go rook e6. Oh, no. I don't want to hang a rook. That could have been a whole lot worse. Okay. Instead of rook e6, rook b6. How good can that be? I'm not sure. But we do need to make a move. And maybe after this we can go here. c6, queen d7, and rook b8. Doubling up. Also, I'm kind of waiting for the right moment to be able to push this pawn whenever I have rooks here. But yeah. Wow. Aggressive. Will be aggressive back. Maybe I should have looked for tactics. We made that move super duper quickly, 4.3 seconds, which is not at all a good thing to do regularly, but I guess what works, works. And now we got ahead of him on time. He only has one move. If you sacrifice, I'll just play super solidly. Because you can't beat me if I'm playing solidly up a piece. Just need to not blunder something. Actually, instead of c6, which blocks this, I'm going to go queen d7, a4, forcing his bishop back. No longer free pawn because my queen defends it. Bishop here, rook b2. And then we can go rook b8. This would turn out to be a great position, I think. Also, when we go queen d7, we're also defending this pawn. Oh, not like that. So we'll be able to move our knight, sorry. Which, like, would take a while, 1, 2, 3, maybe even 4 moves, but hey, it'll work. Right now, he's just gonna flag for no reason. I'm not sure what he's calculating here. Like, bishop g3, we made his pieces almost all active. Passive. Look at this rook doing nothing. And look at this rook also doing kind of nothing. And this queen, not much either. So we're gonna go, that's why we're gonna do this plan. We want to activate all our pieces. If we have two rooks that are active, and he only has one rook that's active, it's like playing up a rook. Or at least up a piece, for sure. Okay, we do want to be careful to not hang this knight, though. Maybe just queen d7. Do notice one flaw, though. I need to go, like, knight h7. Because if I ever move this rook, not good. But yeah. I think this could be a very good position if played right. We're gonna go a4, bishop here. Can't quite move the rook because of this. Maybe king g7 even. King g7. Defending a pawn, honestly, like a weaker pawn and a knight. Okay, we might just try to flag him, honestly. This would be a great game, though. Because plus 10, minus 6, and draws plus 2. So even if we draw, we're gaining a bit of rating. But this would be great. Excellent start, I think, for the series. Okay, we're going to go g7, king g7. I'm not sure where he's running his king to, but we need to not give him easy moves, which we just did. Should I double the rooks first? Oh, wait, hold up. It's not a trapped bishop. But now he has to go here. And my rook can just come in, and if you take here, rook here, queen here, here takes, promote to queen. Yeah, let's not give him time. And if bishop here, even better, I think. Just trade. Oh, maybe not. That opens my pieces to a bit more attack. Okay, yeah, bishop there. Double the rooks. I think it's worth it. Now we can go rook b2, or even rook b1, honestly. Oh, he's going for ultra defense right now. Okay, here takes. Okay. We can trade. Go for this. However, we need to get our queen involved. Maybe a3, actually. Just to let queen go here. Ooh, actually, no, a3. That couldn't be good. Can't be good. Alright. What should we do here? Should we try to do this? I'm not sure if that's better. And then this. I wish I could activate my knight somehow, but I'm not seeing where and how to do it. That's still pretty good for me. Maybe we can go knight e8, knight d6, knight c4. I think, honestly, that could be pretty good. Forcing his bishop to a different square again, and allowing our queen to potentially come in. And our knight, actually. Well, I don't know. Alright, let's not make it easy for him. Knight d6. Important thing now, though, is to, like, not be hanging stuff. Like, if we hang this pawn, what are we doing? We're gonna fail miserably. Okay. He's losing time like crazy right now. He does not have that much time to think. So, let's see what we can do. Hopefully he'll blunder, just because of how little time he has. Which is not necessarily like, yes, he blundered, but, you know, if he blundered, he blundered. Oh my. Very, very low on time. He might just trade and go here to gain a bit of time. What? Okay, let's just not make it easy for him. Or maybe that does make it easy. He can push or trade, I suppose, but I don't know how good this can be for him. We don't want to take, because that activates his bishop again. Well, actually, maybe if our knight was... Okay, takes. Maybe if our knight was here, we could have won a pawn, but this looks simple. Going for cheapos, I see. Alright, we traded there. And let's see, what should we do now? Should we trade is the question. Gives him an easy move. That's not what we're going for here. He has nothing with the queen really, except for maybe here. Should I play c5? Maybe stop all counterplay? Yeah, I think my bishop should be fine. Okay, there we go. Locked the position like crazy. And are allowing our queen to come in here for not quite an Alhein's gun, but close enough. If anyone doesn't know what that is, it's just when you have your rook here, here, and a queen here, all in the same file. Not in that order. Or no, in that order, but not in that position. Could be rook here, queen here. But a very, very deadly weapon. Very, very deadly. Yeah, let's go for Alahein's gun. Okay, look here. Queen b7. And then we have it. Okay. I'm not sure why it's called Alahein's gun, though, not gonna lie. I think it might be Alahein used it a lot. Makes some sense. But, I'm not sure. Hold up, that's a blunder. I can prove it's a blunder. Here. If you take, it's check. And if I take, you take. Here. Queen's pinned. Here. There takes. Push. And your bishop can't stop it. My pawns are stopping him. Going here. Not enough time. Okay, I think we got this one. Let's go. 1907. That's a perfect. Perfect. Okay, he's so low on time. Yeah, I think I should just maybe pre-move even. I don't think I've pre-moved yet, but, you know. Oh, is he gonna flag? Oh, he resigns? Alright, we're gonna analyze this real quick and then play a 10-minute game. Alright. What's the analysis? What are they gonna say about me? Though I will say the analysis has been kind of not working lately the best. Because I played with my friend and we were like on a voice chat. And he said I got 7 brilliant moves, which is what I thought I got. Because there was no way to avoid something. And then mine said it was like blunders. He was completely winning. And I was like, no, that's a draw. 87.6 accuracy. I'm very happy with this, honestly. Let's see. 0 blunders, 0 miss. 1 mistake, 5 inaccuracies. Wow. Yeah, I knew this much theory. Okay. Let's see. This was a mistake. Yes, I capitalized. Let's go. Found that move. Okay. Wait, why was rook here a mistake? Okay, centralize the knight. We were winning the whole time. Okay. I wasn't entirely sure. Wow, king there was the best. That's funny. Okay, so it wanted me to take like the whole time. I just didn't think I was ready for it.